Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Daniel,
I'm Gabriel.
and we're the Colombian cousins, and that's it. I almost said on our wives by
and,
habit.
And that's it.
Yeah, we do a lot more of those videos than these videos, so
Just out of habit.
total habit. We're back with another episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We are on episode 8 today. We're on episode 8, right?
Yeah. You're right. Episode 8.
Just double checking. Yeah, so it's called The Winter Solstice Part 2. So I don't know if you remember what happened last time on Avatar. It should be it wasn't that long ago. So we found out about the spirit world, which I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's a thing that's just common in like the Avatar universe. Like that's just the other realm that he can summon or travel to on command, or that was one thing.
I think so, just because when the people from that village found Aang,
the first thing they said,
it was like, who else to bridge the two than the Avatar? And I'm like, okay,
that's true. So it's like
maybe
in their minds, the Avatar is the one to be able to do it. However, one interesting thing that happened in that episode, Prince Zuko's uncle, the Fire Lord's brother, he saw the spirit dragon.
That's right.
By. And we theorized maybe it's because that belonged to the previous Avatar, which was a firebender. Or there's just something I don't know what you have to do to be able to see that. Maybe he's just in tune with.
I was gonna say, maybe he's tied in somehow. I honestly don't know or remember from seeing the show in the previous years, but that caught me by surprise as well.
Yeah,
but
because
maybe he's in tune somehow. I don't know.
They made it a point for him to that scene showed us that he can see it, but the other guards couldn't see it, and so it's got to mean something that he can.
It's symbolic somehow.
Yeah, but so obviously that was the first time that Aang had gone in there, and he can't do any bending while he's in there. So that's a limitation that he has in there, but it's like it's like a potential way to communicate with people in the spirit world. So
past avatars.
Yeah. So right now I think they're heading to the cliffhanger, if I remember, they're heading to the Fire Nation. Because he was in that room. I forgot the temple where like the lights had to kind of line up. And that's when, that's whenever it says when it lines up, he can speak with them. That's how he was saying, I think I found a way to speak with them, but it's in the Fire Nation or something. So they have to go like into the belly of the beast. So that was kind of like the cliffhanger on the last one.
Yeah, which is
the big
pretty
cliffhanger.
Crazy.
Which I think I said like that'd be the last place they'd expect to find him, because Zuko's been kind of trailing him, and he found his uncle's little chancla, his little like flip flop,
his sandal.
Yeah, he's telling him, but he's also trying to go after Aang. So it's kind of.
But they did have that epic fight scene at the end where it was like Zuko and his uncle against.
That was cool.
4 or 5. Yeah.
Yeah, it showed not only Zuko showed him firebending for the first time, but also like he's actually legit strong, because whenever they threw the earthbenders threw the rock at him and he caught it with the chain and just like.
Oh, he just drop kicked it.
Yeah, well,
that too. Yeah.
Zuko drop kicked it.
I thought that was the uncle. Okay.
Zuko drop kicked it. The uncle spun it around and threw it back at him.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm like, that's like, okay, is that just because it's a cartoon, or do they also have some sort of super strength? Because that's not. They're not earthbenders, and so that's heavy. That's a big boulder. So
right. But then also, it poses the question, like, if I'm the earthbender and I see someone do that, I can probably control that piece of rock while he's doing that. Maybe it just all happened so fast that it caught the earthbender.
They were like, oh, what is he doing? Yeah. I mean, a lot of these shows, like fight sequences, like you almost have to suspend disbelief in a couple of, like, obviously it's not realistic anyway. It's a cartoon also, but in a moment like that, you'd be like, why don't you just push it right back to him?
You got to throw like some logic out the window.
Yeah. To make it, otherwise in the fight sequence isn't fun, and then they lose and it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has his uncle again. Uncle's stronger than he's leading on, and now Aang and they're all going to the Fire Nation to try to get some more answers.
Whatever temple that they call that. Yeah.
And it's a long journey to get to the waterbenders, which we're not there yet. But this one's it's a part 2. So it's like the same kind of general storyline. That was part 1. This is part 2. So Winter Solstice.
Nice. Maybe it'll just like pick up where it left off.
Like immediately right where it left off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's it. You ready to hop in?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Please don't go, Aang. The world can't afford to lose you to the Fire Nation. Neither can I.
Keeps having that vision.
But I have to talk to Avatar Roku to find out what my vision means. We're not letting you go into the Fire Nation, Aang.
At least not without your friends. We got your back.
She was like, no, actually, I wasn't going to let him go, but okay.
I mean, Katara, I kind of get, but what can Zuko do?
I know.
Or not Zuko, Sokka.
Sokka, yeah.
Sokka?
I think that's right. Oh, he made it there.
Of course.
His uncle's still naked.
Seen the Avatar lately?
They haven't found him any clothes.
Yeah. Dang, is that like a
Kinda has to
speedboat?
expect
What's
it.
going on?
Yeah, they're hauling. Maybe he isn't aware that Zuko is right behind him.
Yeah, yeah.
No choice, Uncle.
I wonder why, if he was banished, why his uncle's with him. Maybe his brother told him, like, keep an eye on him, train him, but he's banished from being here. Surely they can't keep up.
I know. I
Well,
mean,
unless they're using some sort of like crazy fire steam to like really propel it.
I was also gonna say there's really no way of knowing how fast Appa is flying.
Airbend.
Did they know about this?
Technically, you were still in Earth Kingdom waters.
This block.
No, yeah, I think he was
You're
saying
still
like
you haven't crossed the fire.
right, so they
line.
can't do anything.
Yeah.
Not turning around. I'm sorry, Uncle. Run the blockade!
The Avatar and the banished prince. Shoot the bison down, Captain.
But there's a fire navy ship out there, sir. One of our own. What if it's hit?
So be it. It belongs to a traitor.
Oh shoot.
Launch!
Go just fly up.
Yeah, I wonder why that isn't an option.
Right. Oh wow. Can they reach that high? Oh my god.
In this show, yes.
Yeah. He's gonna have to
Oh.
jump off.
Dang, okay, so that's how fast they're moving now.
Ah, wait.
Damn, Appa is booking it.
That's pretty quick. Oh, maybe it is better to fly low.
Yeah, because they
smart.
can't really aim those things low. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
Oh, I guess they can't.
No way. No way. Yeah.
Dang, that was epic.
You see how like he got serious all of a sudden? It's like when he has to work, then he suddenly,
yeah, when he has to protect, it usually is around those instances.
yeah,
Where do you think the Avatar
I was kind of hoping he'd go into like the Avatar state.
yeah, those are cool when he does that.
Banished prince will know.
The Fire Nation must have abandoned the temple when Avatar Roku died. It's almost sundown. We'd better hurry.
We are the fire sages. Guardians.
He's like, oh, 5 people walking. That's what I heard.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Great. I am the Avatar.
We know.
I don't want to fight you. I am a friend.
Firebenders aren't our friends.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he tricking him?
I know why you're here, Avatar.
Dang,
This
It
way.
was pretty cool.
it's so cool that they have everything is based on their ability to firebend.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Commander Zhao, arrest me.
Because he wants to follow you. He knows you'll lead him to the prize you're both after.
Smart.
Avatar.
The sages eagerly awaited for the next avatar to return,
And over the years,
but he never came.
they became loyal just to the
Hey,
firebenders.
don't feel bad.
When Fire Lord Sozin began the war, my grandfather and the other sages were forced to follow him.
What's wrong?
The sanctuary doors, they're closed.
Can't you just open them with firebending? Like you opened that other door?
No. Sages must open the doors together with 5 simultaneous fire blasts.
Did he just have all those materials with him?
Yeah.
I mean, it just blew up.
Yeah, it's got. I bet it's got to go through the tunnels.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't work.
You're right. Sokka's plan didn't work. But it looks like it did. 100 years.
Oh, it tricked the other people to think that they got in there.
The Avatar has entered the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Open the doors immediately before he contacts Avatar Roku.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like a continuous blast.
Yeah.
The Avatar's Lima.
Nice.
Now, Wang!
The Avatar's coming with me.
Oh,
Dang, he found them real quick.
yeah. Well, he escaped from him once before. He didn't have any problem with it.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Maybe like his spirit. Oh.
To see you, Aang. Commander Zhao.
And Prince Zuko. It was a noble effort. Sooner or later, he has to come out.
Fire Lord Sozin used that comet to begin the war. He and his firebending army harnessed its incredible power.
What does the comet have to do with the war now?
Listen carefully. Sozin's comet will return by the end of this summer. You must defeat the Fire Lord before the comet arrives. Mastering the elements takes years of discipline and practice. But if the world is to survive, you must do it by
Oh,
summer's
shoot.
end.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. No pressure, but if you don't do it,
We all die. Oh, shoot.
dang. Wait, when he said that, was there like one of those like double voice sounds?
Whenever he said, I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like his. Oh,
my
dang. Is he going to be in? Oh. Oh, it's him.
Avatar Roku.
Gah.
Oh, he's bringing the house down.
Roku is going to destroy them.
God, were they this strong?
He's like a volcano.
But is he this strong because he's an avatar or because he's a spirit? He's gone. I was about to say, was he using Aang's body as like a avatar? I guess is another.
Dude,
That's another use of
that
the word.
sequence-
So now he can't communicate with him using that method anymore.
Apparently, the only thing I do have is 5 traitors. As far as I'm concerned, you are all guilty.
Watch out though.
Is he like sad or?
Yeah, maybe he is
Dang.
sad that he won't be able to reach out to him again.
Or
But
at
he did
least he
say he'll
doesn't-
find another way.
Yeah, or at least he just doesn't know how. Man,
Dang.
that whole final
Dang,
sequence
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah.
because at first, when his eyes and arrows lit up, I thought that he was gonna have, I guess, with Master Roku there, Avatar Roku there, he was gonna have the ability to do like extreme firebending because he's like there guiding him. But I think he was like using Aang's body, like as a avatar. That's how I know the word avatar. You know, like as like a
Yeah.
vessel. You know.
Yeah.
To do everything, to physically do stuff, because he's only a spirit. Because they, you know, like it showed Aang can't firebend in the or airbend in the spirit world, so you would think that he also can't firebend in the spirit world, but he was using Aang's body, which has that ability. I don't know, something like that.
Dude, how many firebend? There was like a whole line of them.
Yeah, and he
And
just,
he just like
no
took
problem.
it, made it into some ball,
yeah, he just caught
threw
it.
it back at him.
Which, if they're that powerful at just that element, if you think about it, they're just super OP with just firebending, and they're also that level of OP with earth and water and wind.
Yeah.
God,
Like no wonder, no wonder it's like, oh, only the Avatar can.
can stop the
you know,
war.
stop the war.
Because he can
Yeah.
literally stop anybody. Yeah, he can kind of
Like
control.
any
he's just-
firebender, but yeah,
It's funny,
Yes.
like you see firebender just like shoot a little flame with their foot or hand.
yeah, it's
And
like
that's cool and all, but this dude's like taking down a whole mountain.
He's
like going like this, he's like-
erupting volcanoes.
Which it's like maybe he was also kind of using earthbending in that, like splitting the volcano and then bringing up. I don't know if he can control lava because he's a firebender, or if he can control lava because it's an earth element, or he wasn't controlling it at all. Maybe he was just,
or both.
Maybe he was just like breaking the world apart, or the thing apart, and like heating it up, or somehow he was using some combination of elements to cause everything to go unstable.
And I didn't even think about using earth to like split the
split the ground. Then maybe it was either that or he was summoning so much fire and lava that the pressure broke it. I don't know. Lava isn't technically fire, so I don't know how you'd summon lava. Yeah,
with earth,
or he just made it unstable with the fire.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Either way, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to see if he's able, because he got into the spirit world before in the last episode. I wonder if he will find a way to be able to go in and out of the spirit world, to then speak with previous avatars. So that was or Avatar Roku was the last fire avatar. But then if he wanted to talk to the avatar before that, that was the earth avatar, or before that, the water avatar, to have someone help train him, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing though. Who's gonna train him?
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows?
And that could also
we still got a long journey.
Yeah. That could have also been a special situation because he was the last avatar. So maybe it was like a thing to like hand it off. Like, I was the last guy. It's my responsibility to kind of like, we have a connection, like a more personal connection versus like, because he could have gone in the spirit world and seen like, thousands of avatars, but it was just that one. And he's the one that sent his dragon out to look for him too. So.
Yeah, true. Like why wasn't he bombarded by? Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Man.
This show.
I mean,
go ahead.
No. I mean, I'm kind of speechless. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Well, it's funny
because I to talk about that scene, but
I know that scene was so good. But like, it's funny because when the show, if you didn't know about the books and this show just came on like Nickelodeon, and you're like, 10, 11, they do a really good job of like making it entertaining, even if you don't know, if you don't like overanalyze it and look at like the deep lore of like the history and all that stuff. If you just look at it surface level, you say, oh, the fire bending, like shooting fire is cool, and oh, that kid can fly and he can fight. That's, it's like, it's entertaining just with that. But the storyline is like really like in depth, like the spirit, like, I don't know, there's a lot of elements to it. And I know it's gonna keep going. But that's probably why this has gotten like really popular. It's kind of like transcended just like a specific generation or demographic.
Yeah, like you can watch it as a kid and watch it very surface level, and it's still a great show. But then, I mean, we're watching it as adults, and then we're picking things that are, you
probably wouldn't have caught as a kid.
Complex for kids.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's really good. I mean, I'm excited to see him firebend.
I know, especially that he got that strong. And now, because at this point, we've seen a very strong firebender. If we count that. Because we've seen like Zuko and like we've seen them firebend, but nothing like crazy.
Nothing like that, yeah. Where he took on like an army.
Yeah. And then we saw his friend. Oh, I already forgot his friend's name. Kiyosha?
Oh, the
Earthbender. Me, I forgot his name.
Something with the B.
I don't know.
Boomy, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
The king. Yeah, King Boomy.
Well,
I think that's.
Let's just go with it. He was really strong, and that showed like how strong earthbending can be. But obviously the Avatar's version of earthbending is probably several levels beyond that.
Yeah.
So with water, man, that's just like, what are you doing? Like creating tidal waves and.
Well, I mean, we saw a little bit of it. I mean.
Yeah, like that little tunnel. He flew through that tunnel and it came out.
Because that's basically all the past avatars, using him as a vessel. That's why he can't remember anything. He just comes out like, what happened?
I'm remembering in that episode when he did that, he also kind of froze, or like she was trying to do something. She accidentally froze her brother's feet. I wonder if waterbenders can also like change the composition of the water. Because I didn't even think about it till just now. Like she controlled the water, but then it froze his feet. So like, can they do that? Yeah, and then she froze those guards, those firebenders. So I guess you can get the water and then shoot it, but then like as ice. You know what I mean?
Oh, dang.
Or
make it like,
or like
dangerous.
if you're like fighting, you can like instead of controlling water, you're controlling big blocks of ice and throwing them like an earthbender would throw a big boulder. You know what I
a
mean?
big boulder. Yeah.
So you can fight with
Like-
ice, which can actually physically, may hurt more. I don't know.
Like if it's water, you just like solidify it and then throw it, or you're saying if you're in the Arctic,
Both.
then you both. I guess
Because
both. Yeah.
the way she threw it,
Or-
it looked like she was trying to, and she threw a little bit and accidentally froze his feet, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, from like the
But-
first episode, I think.
Yeah, but it was water. But once she threw it, it turned into ice. So she
Into
actually
ice.
she accidentally did that. So maybe they can turn it to ice, but also if it's just like a big iceberg, maybe they can move a whole chunk of it and like
They
throw
control
that
that.
and like throw it to a ship to try to sink it or something. You know what I mean? Instead of just water.
Yeah. But by that same logic, would she be able to control gas,
Like steam.
like steam? Yeah.
If it has moisture, there's a lot of questions because like clouds have water in them. If you can control
Water
it
in
on
them.
like tiny amounts like that.
Yeah.
Or like if
Humans have
we
water.
talked about how if you're in the middle of nowhere, if you're not around water, you're kind of weakened. But if you think of things like the morning dew, there's just moisture kind of like in the air. So you could just kind of like pick up all the water droplets and just create a lot of water from that and then do stuff.
Oh,
with
like
it.
you're abstracting water from things.
Yeah, moisture from like leaves, trees, the blades of grass. It's technically in the air if it's humid, So I don't know how
Right.
like if it has to be
How much control they have?
Yeah. But that's the one we don't know a lot about is the waterbenders. I'm curious to see. We'll get to him at some point because that's the first one he has to master
Yeah. Maybe that's why they haven't really showed a whole lot.
because it's going to be like the
water
focus.
bending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Nice.
Yeah,
It's a good
that
show
was a good
whenever
one.
it brings up a lot of like these questions as to how far it can go.
Right. Otherwise, it's it'd be boring. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that coming. Or
Or like, they can only just like if that was the extent of like the firebender's power, just like do like kind of like on X-Men, Pyro, I think is his name.
Mhm.
He can only control fire if it's there. So like he can light a candle and then just kind of like do this and like make it bigger, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's like I'm sure maybe in the comics you can do a lot more than that, but it was a little bit limiting versus like or like Firestorm from the Fantastic Four. He can like turn his whole body into fire and he can fly,
yeah.
so it's more
fly
powerful.
with it.
But besides that, he's just kind of he turns into fire and he could make things really
Yeah,
hot.
he doesn't really shoot that at anybody either.
Yeah.
He just uses it to fly.
Yeah. And he could probably make things, and I remember there being scenes where he could make himself super, super hot to where it like can suck up the oxygen from around him, stuff like that.
Oh.
But
Dang, science.
I know. But yeah, with these guys, who knows? I mean, it looks like they just shoot it out of their hands from what we've seen so far,
Yeah, out of the
except
lens.
for this episode, which is really good. Anyway,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was. Yeah, but
solid.
I'm excited to see him master all the elements.
All the elements. Yep.
Yeah,
Solid episode.
yeah,
It's a
really
good one. So cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching with us. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. We have a couple more seasons of this one. It'll be a lot of fun. We have other shows that we'd like to get to eventually. So yeah, consider subscribing. If you want to see the full uncut reaction, it's over on Patreon, beginning to end, and we put all our episodes over there uncut, as well as some other fun stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. We're also on Instagram if you want to follow us over there. And yeah, if you enjoyed what you saw, consider subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cool.
Cool.
Peace.
Peace.